Hello and thank you for watching. I'm Ashley Van Dyke with Advantage Software, and on today's video, Adjusting Footer Fonts, I'm going to show you how you can change the font of your footer. And I'm going to show you how you can do this whether you use a default font or if you use inserted fonts. Now this is from Settings, Document tab, and Default Footer. So this font has been inserted automatically based on my settings, and by default this font will have the same font as my document, which right now is Dark Courier Bold size 13. However, I have the option of changing the font of my footer if I want to. I can do that by going to User Settings, Paragraphs, choosing Footer, and then clicking Advanced. In this window, there's a text font button as well as a label font button. In the case of the footer, there is no label, and so I'm going to adjust the text font. I'm going to choose a different font that I'd like to use, and I'll press OK. And you see that immediately my font has changed. I can go to Production, Output to PDF, and my PDF now reflects the new font that I chose for my footer. A question that we get asked a lot, however, is how you can have different fonts on each line of your footer, and that's possible as well too. To do that, however, I'm going to use an inserted footer instead. So here I've typed in the text that I want to use for the new footers that I'm going to use different fonts on. If I scroll down, you see that these new footers have taken up residence on each of my pages. And in order to change the font, I can do that within each footer command itself. And so here, if I go to the first line of my footer, I can click on the F in the paragraph bar, and now I can choose text font. And so my first line where my agency name is, I could, for instance, use the same font that my agency logo uses if it's available. I'll choose this font as an example, and I'll press OK, and then I'll press OK, and you see that that font has been applied to the first line only. And if I scroll down, I see that new font on the first line only, and if I go to the F button for the second line, I can go to text font, and I can choose a different font to use for the second line. And you see that both of my font selections have now been applied to the footers in my document. And if you're using non-proportional fonts for your footers, you may find that they don't line up quite centered anymore. And to adjust that, you can add spaces on either side of the footer text to move it right or to move it left, depending on where you put the spaces. And so in this case, I put the spaces on the right side of my footer, and that moved it that many spaces to the left, lining it up with my second line, which is using a different font, for which each letter takes up a different amount of space than my first line. Using this methodology allows you to use whatever font you want for each of your lines of footers. And this will work even if you have 3 lines of footers. By default, fonts will use whatever font is selected for your paragraph type in the Paragraph tab when you have footer selected and go to Advanced. However, if you use inserted footers and click on the Paragraph button and change the font here, that will change the footer for this document. And if you make changes like this within a block file, then those changes will always be read in when you use that block file in the future. That way you can get your footers to look exactly the way you want them on your title page, and every time you use your title page, your footers will come in automatically. As a reminder, Advantage Software offers anytime support 24/7. Tech support can be reached with any question anytime, including weekends and holidays, at 772-288-3266. Email support is also available at support@eclipsecat.com. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so that you'll be notified when we publish new content in the future. Thank you so much and have a great day.